Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Tom Stewart here. I'm with Liz Trotter. Our guest today is RJ Patel, and this is Smart Business Moves.
Woo! Hey, RJ.
Hi, Liz. Hi, Tom.
Man, it's been a minute since you've been a guest.
Yes, I've been traveling around the world.
You have really been busy. I think last time you were here, we were talking about leadership, right?
Yes, we were.
Was that when you had your soccer
Yeah.
coach on?
I think so.
Wow, that was a while ago.
That was a good call, though. That was really good.
That was one of the best, actually.
Yeah, that was really good.
Thank you.
Now we just set you up for right.
Don't pressure down now.
I'm like, oh gosh, that was kind of rude right there. We just set him up. Sorry, RJ.
I love it.
So tell us a little bit about what you've been up to. Traveling, world traveler, you?
Well, I guess sometime when I was 59 last year, I decided when I turned 60 in January, I'm going to travel for 60 days for my 60th birthday.
Oh.
Wow.
I never
It was
heard
that
it.
simple. It was that simple. I didn't know where. I didn't know what I was going to do. But since January, I've been to 7 different countries. Traveled for over 60 days. And this month, actually, Asha and I are going to Poland because it's Gosha's mom's 90th birthday celebration.
Wow.
Milan and Switzerland.
Ooh, this month?
This month.
So
that's a lot.
So how many days will that get you towards your 60?
Oh, I'm way over 60 already.
That said he's already over.
Okay.
And that's 6 months in. How many days will you have? Do you know?
2 weeks.
So 2 more weeks, but you don't know how many you already have.
No, I didn't keep track. I was just like, I'm counting my blessings.
You need to go get those. You need to go get those numbers. This is a good number. I love this number. Yeah, we need to know.
Yeah. I know some of the stuff you're doing wasn't just all pleasure, though. I mean, you've spent some time, like in Fiji, doing some meaningful volunteer work. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
I'm happy to. Thank you for asking, Tom, because this is very sort of near and dear to us. Last October, 2023, we did go to Fiji because it was brought to our attention that we needed to go help the hospital that my group built, which serves that community for free, in terms of setting the standard of clean. So in that moment, I said, I don't know exactly what you want. I don't know how they clean in Fiji. No clue. So we go there, and luckily Dr. Gavin McGregor Skinner and Gosha and myself. So the 3 of us went. And when we arrived, we noticed they were cleaning with old bed sheets.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. You say people cleaning with rags. They literally were cleaning with rags.
Absolutely, Tom.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So I think we're starting from the elementary and then progressing from there. And so we went in, and our goal was to, number one, like Dr. Gavin says, these are his words, make the invisible visible through testing with the ATP meter. So, and cleaning for health and not just appearance. Very important term.
Distinction.
Very important. And so our hospital is clean looking. And so we took the staff. Dr. Gavin ran the whole thing, and I have videos to show. And he had them do the ATP testing. And any count below 200 is good. The first count was 9,158. That's says, right. What does that mean to you, Johnny? Right. It may not
like
be
my phone.
Possibly. But that's a number of viruses, bacteria that live on that surface that can potentially harm the person based on their immune system. And so, okay, well, how do you clean that? And so we took the microfiber towel that we took there.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was prepared. Of the 2 large suitcases I had, and then one of Gosha's, it was all full of cleaning products that we could legally take in without any questions from the customs.
Cool.
brushes, and one was disinfecting machine, the electrostatic disinfecting machine. Tons of towels, brushes, sponges, blue sponges, non-scratch, and the magic erasers. They had never seen them.
Oh,
They had never seen them.
wow. You're like coming in with all the jewels and all the good.
Yeah, it's like magic.
Yeah. It's like, oh,
And
all hail.
I took one brush that you buy at Home Depot that has the brush sort of curved, and it's about that big.
Yeah.
And you put a wooden handle, right? And you scrub the floor.
Yeah.
I just took the brush part because handle wouldn't fit in my suitcase. And we were sitting there, and I had taken everything out and put it on the table. And the professional cleaning service called Eagle Cleaning out of Fiji, they've been in business for years. She looked at it, she grabbed it, and she didn't know we were all watching her. She hugged it and said, "Oh my God, it's Christmas."
Oh my gosh.
And we were just looking at her like
that, though.
Yeah.
It does.
And I'm like, Gosha, did you just see that? And she's like, yes. I'm like, oh boy. Anyway.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah. So the
okay,
testing.
I have a question though. You said
Yeah.
you did ATP testing and then you brought in your microfibers. Did you? I'm wondering if you showed them the comparison between the bed sheet cleaning. Oh yeah, I'm dying to know.
So the cleaning they did was with the bed sheet.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So we did it with the microfiber after and retested it. And would you like to guess what it dropped it to?
What cleaning agent were they using? Were they just using water to clean? Or?
No water, no cleaning agent, just microfiber that has a 400 GSM count.
But no water? No
water.
Just dry.
Dry static cleaning with the microfiber.
Wow.
Oh wow.
If it's a smooth hard surface, and if there's no caked on soil, if it's just, if it looks clean.
You said it looked clean, right?
Yeah, it'll take
bed rail.
off.
Forgive me, I didn't share with you. It's the bed rail.
Metal rail.
The metal rail that comes up and down.
Okay.
Keeps that patient on the bed, right?
Yeah.
Risk of falling. And it was that we tested.
I'm going to guess it took it down to 35.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll guess 112. Oh, it's lower. Oh man. 10. 5. What did they think?
No. I was trying to give you a clue without Tom
30.
Exactly.
So I'm over. Like Price is Right.
Now you lose 30.
But it dropped it down to 30.
Wow.
And
amazing.
They were shocked. And
especially dry, no product, no anything. That's just like
you're not polluting the air. You're not having to do different things. You're utilizing a tool that is so powerful with the microfiber towel with the high GSM count.
Did they believe it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because we had somebody on the show a while back, and she just said she didn't really care about what we called science because she just didn't believe like that reading.
I mean, that's fair, and that's fine, because to me that's called you're cleaning for appearance.
Mm-hmm.
If it appears to be clean, then to her it's clean. Yeah. That's fine. But if you're cleaning for health, and in medical facilities you need to be cleaning for health.
Yeah.
Only science can reveal the answers.
Hospitals that aren't cleaned properly are just hotbeds for like staph infections and things like that. Did they have any statistics in terms of hospital acquired infections that they were getting?
They were very, very, in Fiji, right? They were very close as to what they would share.
Okay.
Because they've spent, no joke, $7 million trying to clean that hospital. $7 million US.
And that sounds like a lot
Okay.
of money. I mean, that is a lot of money, but compared to what it costs to treat somebody with a skin-eating staph infection, you can blow through $7 million pretty quick if you're not controlling that.
Well, when we asked them what was the protocol and everything, nobody knew. What products did you use? And it turns out they use bleach. And it's like, what?
But
So anyway,
that's
no-
not even surprising. I mean, do you all really feel surprised by that? I don't.
If
I don't. I'm
you're-
not. And
if
so,
your wiper's a bed sheet,
so if you, as you can see,
Nice.
there's Gosha, myself, Dr. Gavin, the Prime Minister of Fiji,
Dang.
and our CEO of the 3 verticals that we have our giving to the community. They're all there, and the Prime Minister of Fiji has allowed us to open a infection prevention institute in Fiji.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome. Well,
So
how are you not just like blown away by that? Just that one little test, right? It's just going to blow everybody away. It's like, wow.
well, here's the Prime Minister of Fiji is kind of embarrassed because in October of 2023, 22 kids died in 1 month
Oh,
from infections.
so it's a big issue, and no surprise.
It's a huge issue. It's been in the media there. It's been in the papers there. So this has been top of mind. And ironically, we arrived. So our timing couldn't have been better, or all that just aligned. Thank you, God. And it just took off.
Oh
So
my God.
we've opened in Fiji, and we're opening in India as well.
Okay. Oh, so exciting. So when you say you opened, what have you opened? What's happening?
We are opening the Infection Prevention Institute
Okay.
under the guidance of Dr. Gavin.
Okay. The IPI. All
Yeah.
right. The Infection
And
Prevention Institute. All right.
yep. And so he's going to guide us through this. And I think in the next few weeks, we're going to decide, all right, when's the first time we go? The goal is to go 4 times a year and teach 200 people, empower them to teach another 400 people, and then get this thing rolling.
So
Okay.
this is a beautiful segue, I believe, into our topic today, right? Because you are
Yes,
going
it
to
is.
be having to delegate a lot of stuff. You're not going to be there to make sure that this stuff happens.
Well, you're right, Liz. We're not going to be there the entire time. We're going to be there to help facilitate, and then the rest becomes their responsibility. And we'll do our part, but then we will be effectively delegating what they need to do going forwards.
Nice.
Yep.
Yay. I'm
Will
excited.
you be able to establish the supply chain so they can get more microfiber and, brushes and basic tools they need to clean with?
Yes, and we take things for granted here that we can perhaps run down to Home Depot or order right off of Amazon and it's delivered to your home or office the same day or the next day. There's nothing to go to. So Dr. Gavin is actually helping us to establish these relationships that he already has with so many of the vendors and suppliers. And every time he asks them, why aren't you in Fiji? He says, no one's asked.
Huh.
So, it's like, okay, we're asking now.
Rule, right?
Right. You don't ask, you don't receive.
Yeah.
So
Go where the stuff is. Huh? Okay.
So it's really, really exciting. And, I honestly, I call this my retirement.
Yeah, I get it. Like you're going to be making global impact.
That's the goal.
You can say
That's
that.
the goal. I've already been to India 3 times and trained 30 people. And we've trained 5 people in Fiji so far.
Nice.
So our goal is to keep multiplying this. And I hear from people in India how what we've taught has made such a difference and how they're seeing a difference in the buildings. But to your point, Tom, India is a big country. I kid you not, while I was there, I'm looking at Amazon and other websites. How can I acquire some tools that I use here over there?
Mhm.
The same tools are 3 to 4 times the price, the cost in India that it is here. And I couldn't see myself doing that because we have 28 educational campuses. We have 31 hospitals and medical centers. To supply this is not going to
Yeah.
be that easy.
No.
Yeah.
So we have to really think through everything on how we do this. And it could mean that I have to get a container here, load it up, and send it to different places. We're trying to figure out the logistics.
But for whatever it costs, they're spending tens, if not hundreds of times more than that, treating staph infections
Exactly.
and other things that shouldn't be.
Right. So what we're bringing to them are solutions. And, to your listening community, right? There are people out there that are passionate about things like this, helping people. Call me. Or I know I'm going to see some of the folks in Chicago this weekend. Let's talk. At some point, you want to join us and come to these? Come on. Let's go.
Do this thing.
Let's do this together.
You know what we forgot to do is to mention that we're going to be in Chicago this week.
Oh, poo. Darn.
Sometimes we get carried away, RJ, and we forget.
Excited.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a little
we
bit.
haven't seen RJ in a while. It was fair. That's fair that we were excited.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna take a detour just for a minute, and here's an event. It's going to be at Gosha Barron's office. It's going to be on Sunday the 9th. And I'll take the link and I'll drop it in chat. And I imagine if you look at the speakers, RJ is going to be there, Gosha is going to be there, Dr. Gavin is going to be speaking. So I imagine we'll be hearing a little bit more about what's going on over in Fiji through all of this.
Yes, if and when necessary, it aligns with what we're talking about. People have questions. Absolutely, we're happy to share what we're doing.
You're going to be doing a presentation with Ricky Regalado?
Yes, we're going to talk about commercial cleaning and how some of our businesses are, kind of teeter-tottering. And if you want to dabble into it, hey, we're going to give you some of the tools that you need to look at.
Nice.
Gosha is going to give a presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Alvin from the May Central staff is going to give an overview on some AI tools that are on the market today that you can use in your house cleaning business. Renee O'Brien, I was looking at this the other day. I was surprised to see her. Is she like a late add to this?
I think probably in the last 3 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Renee's been a coach in the house cleaning industry for a good while. Known Renee a long time. She's good.
She's coming in from Seattle, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Up in Liz's neck of the woods.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I love Renee. She's amazing.
And while you're there on Sunday, Monday, there's going to be a full day workshop on artificial intelligence with the Made Central team. And
Typing in, somebody asked me where to get the link for this, and I was like, I do
it's
not.
madecentral.ai.
It's madecentral.ai. Okay. Thanks, Tom.
www.madecentral.ai. And we're going to be sharing a whole bunch of tools that you can use for marketing, for support, and HR and training, for sales. In the afternoon, we're going to be building our own bot. And I went through the workshop this afternoon, earlier today on that, and that's going to be awesome. It's not
looking forward to it.
It's not terribly technical, but what you're going to be able to walk away with, you're going to have everybody. you know, anybody who's running a house cleaning business and your staff are gonna have a deeper appreciation for how, you know, you're going to be using some AI tool at least once a day after seeing this, and it will save you time. It will get you better outcomes.
Tom, I'm not technical, so would you please dumb it down for me?
No, this is going to be for operators of house cleaning businesses. This isn't nerdy stuff at all. This is practical application. We're going to share a couple of concepts in the morning that you just need to know about some of the risks with AI and how some of it works. And it's just a whole bunch of tools that you can use today. A lot of them are free. A little bit, some of them have some type of fee associated with them, but for the amount of time it can save you, or the stuff that you can do yourself that you used to have to like go out on Fiverr and find somebody to do for you, these tools, for the ones that you pay for, can pay for themselves 10 times over. And this whole day doesn't really have much of anything to do with Main Central. It's, you know, it doesn't matter what software you're using. These are all third-party tools that are available to all of us.
And I encourage you, if you're going to be there on Sunday anyway, stay another day. Yeah. And please attend this, because this is the way to the future right here.
Yeah. It will make you, it'll make you more productive, and it will put you in a position where you can build a bigger business and be more profitable. And that's kind of the secret sauce of creating better jobs, providing better service. You know, we're at the heart of it. The reason we do a lot of what we do is we want to help professionalize the industry. This type of technology is going to be part of it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Liz, we're going to see you there?
I am right now going to see if I'm registered. I'm checking. I think so.
Are you going to come?
I plan to come. Yes, I'm looking right now.
Holy cow.
I don't know how that's going to work, but I'm trying to figure it out right this second.
Well, I know people, so we can get you hooked up. Don't worry about that.
All right. Oh, it's looking good. Looking good. All right. Well, let's jump into, now that we did our job here the right way. Let's see. Register now. I'm getting myself registered over here. I'm on the wrong thing.
Oh, Don did our Maid Central partner profile yesterday. Did an awesome job. It was a really good show. And she was kind of on the fence of making a last minute call and going. Looks like she's going to be coming out.
Don, look forward to seeing you there.
She really had a lot of fun yesterday, Tom.
Well, we all did. We all did.
I can't find it, y'all.
So we want to talk about delegation. How did this come up, Liz? We were doing Foundations 13. Yep. Somebody was asking about this, and Liz goes, this is RJ's bag. He does a great presentation on delegation.
Yep. It was Kimberly Workman. And we were just talking about, you know, what kind of topics do you guys care about, et cetera. And she said delegation. We're like, we're definitely got to get a hold of RJ.
And we started to work. We were trying to get this lined up in March, and here we are in June. But now I understand RJ's traveling all the time.
Yeah. Making it happen. Thank you, RJ.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, and I'm looking forward to Sunday and Monday with you, Tom, and Liz, and Dawn, and Danette,
and Alvin,
and everybody else that's going to be there. Yes,
I just saw Danette last week at our sales workshop, so it's going to be fun seeing her again. Just a week. Yeah. And Dawn too, actually. All righty, okay, take it away, RJ.
All right. Well, there's the delegation part, and then let me clarify. There's the effective delegation, and what we want in our business is more of the effective delegation, and you know which is better, right? We all know. So effective delegation is a crucial skill for leaders and managers to enhance productivity, empower team members, and ensure tasks are completed efficiently. Okay. We're going to tackle 9 key points when it comes to this delegation. Why? Because how many hats can you wear effectively? How many? Right?
Yeah.
Not
that many.
It's not easy.
No.
It's not easy. And when you're starting out early in business, I know we all wear multiple hats, but at some point they must come off. And what's the reason they must come off? Here we go, right here. Okay. There's a burnout factor. Okay. If any of you listening, if you're going through this right now, the burnout factor, the bottlenecks, right? Limited growth, decreased morale in your team, reduced innovation, okay? Management overload, poor resource utilization because you don't have time, and lower quality of work. If anybody listening is going through this, one of these, two of these, multiple of these, you need this effective delegation tool. Totally. Okay. I know, Tom, Liz, we've all been here at some point.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? It's you're not in a bad place. You're in a great place because that just means you're growing. And it means that you're just not realizing you need to have somebody to help you lift some of those tasks that you don't want to continually do. Okay. You don't have to do them all the time. So number one, identify.
We had Jonathan Potocnik, the founder of Service CEO, on, and I'm going back, maybe this is a while, had to be over a year ago. But he made the comment that we're all in a race with burnout, that we, are racing burnout. We have to get the systems in place and have a self-sustaining business before we burn out. And the way that he put it, we're all in a race with burnout. It's so true.
It is.
If you're doing it all yourself, you're going to lose that race.
You are. And ironically, burnout is number one. And there's a lot of people in all different industries just getting into business thinking, oh, this is easy. Business is easy. And then they get to that number one, the burnout factor, and then they quit. Many of them just stop.
Yeah.
And they run out of the energy that they started it with, right? But what you have to
remember, everything else.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just burnt.
So identify tasks. This is number 1 of 9. Identify tasks that you want to delegate. Okay. There are some tasks I realize I don't want to do anymore. Right. And what that does is allows you to begin making a job description for someone you want to hire with those particular skill sets. And what you want to do is, based on the tasks, hire that person, hire them quickly, because it will give you some breathing space in your business. Once you identify these top tasks and then you hire that person, oh my God, you will start to see, and always hire people smarter than you. Okay. I have, and I'm telling you, I feel awesome. Okay. I hope this makes sense. And you can get this slide from us, and I'll make sure I get it to Tom.
That'd be great. Also, RJ, I wanted to just comment about something you said. Always hire people that are smarter than you. I was talking to somebody, I don't know, this is a couple of years back now, at Foundations, and he told me he couldn't. There was nobody out there. He just couldn't find people that were smarter than him. And so I'm thinking, if RJ Patel is saying always find people that are smarter than you, and that you are able to find people that are smarter than you, the rest of us are kind of golden, right? We shouldn't have any trouble. So if you're sitting there thinking you can't find people that are smarter than you, rethink that.
You're not trying hard enough.
Yeah.
Right.
Rethink that. Get a little mindset shift on and remind yourself, oh, RJ hires people smarter than him. So we can all find people smarter than us.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Liz. Thank you for, making that point, because, we have to we have to subdue some of our ego about this. You're smart because you chose to be in business. You're smarter because you chose to be in the cleaning industry. All right. Take the credit, but now begin to build your organization. Okay. Once you begin, right, you select the right people, the person for that particular task. And it does begin with the org chart. I wonder, like, I know we don't have the interaction with the audience, maybe through the
We do a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. How many people actually have a working org chart?
At least one of these people that I'm seeing on here, or two for sure. I saw
Okay.
Candace was on here. I know she does. Absolutely. So
Okay.
there's quite a few people.
All right.
But
So
we'll see.
when you build this org chart, right, it has to be built with responsibilities listed. Okay. And you want to match the task with the individual skills, experience, and development goals. Okay. And this person will help you take the next step. All right. But you're not done here. I've always said I want to continue lifting my people, right?
Mhm.
Because we want to hire usually from within the organization. That's a good goal because it's hard to retrain people or train people on our culture and all those things, especially if they haven't spent too much time. Yes, we do have to go outside, but try to stay inside. So lift your people, because let's say you're here in terms of your knowledge of the industry, not necessarily your level of intelligence, right?
Yeah.
If you don't lift these people, you're going to have a huge gap. And that gap will come back to haunt you. Lift these people, train them, get them to these seminars, these webinars, everything you can, and keep raising their level of knowledge so they become more and more and more important to you in your organization. Okay.
Okay.
Number 3, you have to provide, and this is what a leader does, right? A smart leader provide clear instructions, right? What's first? What's next? What am I going to do? What are the steps? Provide them some guidance. Provide them the as one of the burnout slides said, right? You don't utilize all the resources you have. Send them to the resources you have, the ISSA website, right? The other websites that are cleaning industry based, all the coaches we have in this industry, right? You've got to go to them. They have a ton of knowledge. Go to these webinars, but provide these clear instructions based on your knowledge. And you know what? When you hire smarter, they come up with better solutions.
Yeah.
Because
True.
we are sometimes ingrained in our business so much that we sometimes think in a smaller box than they would. They're
And it's
thinking power.
easy.
Sorry?
Oh, I'm sorry. Keep going.
Okay. So make sure that you give them clear instructions. And here it is. Here's your start date. Here's your end date. And the outcome is this from this task, right?
Yeah.
Let them use their creativity. Don't micromanage the process. Give them that time and then sit down with them and evaluate what they came up with. And then when you feel like this is applicable, use it in your business. But you have to empower and release people. Number 4, communicate the expectations, right? Set those expectations clear. This is part of delegation. You can't say, go do this, right?
Mhm.
Or I need you to go and clean Mrs. Jones' home. Okay. That's it. That's too broad.
Yeah.
Right.
What are you thinking, Tom?
No, I just think this is a really good example or explanation as to why delegation can be hard. I mean, it's kind of ironic. It's like delegating means I'm getting somebody to help me, which should make my life easier. But
Yes.
in some regards, yeah, but in other regards, you're going to have to work hard in a new way, in a different way to be effective at that delegation. Clear expectations and clear communication doesn't happen by accident.
No.
And the more you practice, the better you get at it. But if you're just starting on this path, you're not, I mean, you might be a prodigy, but you're probably not going to be real good at it. And you're going to have to spend time learning how to do this. And you're going to have to burn calories practicing it. You're going to make mistakes, and you're going to find out, well, I didn't do a very good job of setting the expectation that time. And that's kind of how you get better.
Right.
And I think, one other thing that goes on with that is, I think another really important piece of that is you're going to have to commit to it, because it's so much easier to just get in there and do it yourself. How many times have we seen that, Tom? That's the biggest problem that people are struggling with, is they can't let go. They have, which is delegation, right? It is so easy to just keep doing just this part or that part. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to communicate my expectations. So rather than doing it, learning how, ding, we keep doing it. We keep doing the thing.
Correct. But part of a business owner's responsibility is, at some point, right, you work in the business. That's fine. But at some point, the clear difference, between that one vowel, in and on, right? The N doesn't change, but the vowel does. You need to shift your mind into the on my business now. And
that can be scary, though, because you can be really good at working in your business. Yeah. Working on your business is uncharted waters. And am I going to be good at that too? I don't know, but I feel like I'm successful when I'm doing these tasks that I shouldn't be doing, so I'm going to keep doing them.
Right. And you know what? You're going to limit your growth because of that.
And you're going to burn out.
You're going to burn out. And all those
you're working 12 hours a day.
It's going to happen, right? Because as you scale your business at different levels, you require a different set of skill sets to continue to scale.
So you're saying we have to continue to grow?
Well, I mean, isn't that all of our goal?
Absolutely.
Also, you're making another really good point, because what is working in your business and working on your business, that's the first stage. But once you're working on your business, you then will, once you get to that next level, you're going to find yourself working in your business in a different area again. And you're going to have to pull out of that and start working on that area, right? So you might think, I am working on my business. I'm doing leadership. I'm leading now. But guess what? Now you got to create a leadership team, and you got to stop doing that piece of the job. That's hard. Every time you scale up, you have to scale up your skill set, and you got to change what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Scaling a business and growing a business are two different things.
Two different things. You can grow your business really quickly, but if your knowledge base and all your systems and processes do not scale along with it, that's trouble too.
You will hit a wall.
And let's talk about that. It's a question I bring up almost every time. I try to bring it up almost every time that we're talking about scaling. So what is scaling? What is it? Tom, I think you have a pretty good working definition that you use for us.
You know, you can grow a business just by taking what processes you have and working it and adding customers and employees, but sooner or later you're going to hit a wall where you can't grow anymore, and you have to structurally change something. You have to change your organization structure, or you have to change your financial model, or strategically you have to do something. You have to change your technology, or some combination of all the above to scale over that wall, so you have the opportunity to grow again. And you can grow and you'll hit another wall, and then you have to structurally change something else. And we might be able to climb over the first wall, maybe the second wall, but every business will hit a wall that becomes really, really hard to get over. And some companies don't. They just stay right there.
And Tom, when you do go from this side of the wall to the top, you better have another ladder on the other side to safely come
It
down.
could be a long way down.
Otherwise, it could be a long way down, and you could be risking some injury.
And you get hurt so badly on the way down that things crash and burn, right? And you got
Yes.
to rebuild again. You got to start all over again.
Yes. And Amy, I
Probably
agree.
both, Amy.
Yes, true. No, you don't have ADHD, Amy. I think we all do at some level. But we do grow
It's an
fast.
affliction that many of us share.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't feel bad. You're just part of the group. That's
Yeah.
why you're here. But it's not about ADHD. It's just about knowing when, right? There could be some thresholds. You could say, when I reach 200 clients, I have to now scale with like this. When I reach 300 clients, I'm going to need this, right? At each growth stage, you're going to need something and someone or different level or different skill set person to help you continue to grow. So you're right. We can outgrow ourselves sometimes and then realize, reflecting back or looking back, hey, I did this to myself.
Like, dang.
And that's okay. Right. It's okay. At least you know how to grow.
Yeah.
All right. Number 5, you have to empower and you have to trust. Okay. I love the word autonomy, right? That means to give that person the freedom, the trust, and say, I trust your ability to do this. Otherwise, I wouldn't delegate this task to you. But if you just share those words with that person, they will go above and beyond to come up with the best solutions for your business, better than you can even come up with. And like Liz says, you give this task, delegate it to them, then you go back and work in your business and say, hey, Liz, can you come over here? You've been excellent. You've been doing this. Can you help me with this right here? And now another area of your business, you give Liz that, delegate that to her and say, go work on this, go improve this. Now you've got multiple delegated tasks and your business is just getting better and better so you can scale faster. Okay. But you have to show the confidence in their abilities. Otherwise, my question to you is, why did you hire them? Right?
Yeah.
So avoid micromanaging.
There's
Okay.
Somebody uses this. It comes out of a book, many books, actually. I'm sure I've gotten it multiple times, but a quick little quiz that you can ask yourself. If I could have the opportunity, knowing what I know today, if I had the opportunity to decide to hire this person or not, would I? And if the answer is no, they need to go. Right? If the answer is yes, great. You just need to help them out, do a little bit more with them. But if the answer is no, a lot of times just asking the question can get you to a better place really quickly that you don't even realize you're stuck because this person's holding you back. It's not somebody that you would hire. Knowing what you know today, you would not hire this person to do this job.
And
Correct.
you know what going through that exercise does, you start thinking about it and it's like, okay, I'm not getting the outcome that I want. But when you start breaking it down, a lot of times it's not their fault, it's your fault.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but I could hire 5 other people and I'd have the same problem. It's not them, it's me.
Correct.
That's a hard lesson too, y'all. Hard
It is.
lesson. Great lesson, but it's a hard lesson.
Yep. All right. Number 6, provide the support and resources, right? You should have all the resources that you go to, dip into. They should have access to everything also, right? And what Tom was talking about earlier, like nowadays with the AI that Made Central is going to be sponsoring on that Monday, again, like Tom said, it's not to do with Made Central, but it's to do with what's available out there. These resources, they're so powerful, and they're instantaneous now. That's the beauty of this. It does the homework for you in the in the Google world and all the other worlds and brings back what you're looking for as long as your question was accurate. Is that accurate to say, Tom?
That's very accurate. And if you ask the question and if the response isn't exactly what you're looking for, you can change your question a little bit. And all of this is like, Chat GPT, but there's so much out there in terms of, generating graphical content and editing video and, being able to read a really long contract and tell you in like, bullet item form, what's in there that you need to know. I mean, it's so broad.
And the thing is, if you didn't go to AI like Tom is offering on Monday, how do we know what resources exist out there?
Yeah.
You know, because there is so much out there.
So
And this is the future of how we run our business efficiently. And that's AI. So
well, AI now is kind of like this multi-pronged tool, right? That does so many different things. You can't afford to not have this tool. I mean, it's great to have, each individual tool, but you got one tool that does so many things so well. It's like, oh man, you can't afford not to be using it.
Correct. Absolutely. But as a leader, it is our responsibility to know what are the resources that exist out there so we can say to our people as we delegate, hey, Liz, make sure you go to this website or here or here. That's going to be Liz's responsibility or mine as I'm delegating. But we need to know what's out there.
So that's working on our businesses again.
That's correct.
Right? Going and getting the stuff and passing it off.
So this is so key, right? You don't want to wait until your deadline to find out that RJ tanked on his task that was delegated to him. You don't want to. Monitor the progress. Check in at periodic times and say, how's it going? Right? And by the way, you want to create that understanding at the very, very beginning. In 2 weeks, we're going to get together. In another 2 weeks, we're going to get together. And so this is a 6-week project. We'll check in twice. So you know that the time is being spent well. You know that it's going in the direction that you want it to, or even better, I hope, right? Because this is the smarter person you hired. And you're not surprised and disappointed at the end. Monitor the progress.
Or you don't find out 4 months down the road that whatever happened with that project? Did it ever get done? What happened with that? Yeah,
Yep.
that's a huge failing on us, right? We're like, hand it off, and then we're like, check, done.
Yeah.
And never even check in.
You made the point at the beginning, delegation versus effective delegation. And effective delegation, you have to be a partner in the process, and you have to help them be successful. And if you're not doing it effectively, you can, I call that abdication. That here, figure this out, and you just kind of walk away. Then you get what you get.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But if you create this understanding, and then what I do is I go into my calendar and book out appointments for the next 2 and invite them. So it's already on the calendar, and it's going to remind me that this meeting's coming up. You need to do these things as a leader. That's our responsibility. As a delegator, it's their responsibility to execute what you want them to do. Okay?
One thing that I always remind myself too is it should be harder in the beginning to make my job easier in the long run. If
Yes.
I'm delegating something and it's instantly easier, not delegation, Liz. That's basically dropping the ball, right? To Tom's term, that's abdication. Shouldn't be easier in the beginning. It takes some work to delegate because you got a job to do. You can't just hand it over. It would be easier to just keep doing it yourself initially, but in the long run, huge win for your time.
The more you try to do, the more burnout will kick in, and the less you will actually accomplish.
and the less you can do. You're one person.
Exactly.
One little person over here. Work
And
no matter
remember,
how many hours a day you work.
you opened a business, not a job. So just remember that. Okay. Now, evaluate and reflect, right? Once the task is completed, review the outcomes. And if you've been part of the process throughout, at whatever time frame you wanted it, if you want it weekly, fine. If you want it every 2 weeks, fine. Maybe in the beginning, if you're delegating to a new person, you may want to meet every week if it's a 6-week project. And then you know that the direction they're going in is correct. So again, there's no surprise at the end, right? And at the end, reflect on what worked well and be open with this person. And how can we improve our communication to improve the outcome? And then you will become a better delegator. But you have to evaluate and reflect the end result.
I'm just going to add one little thing on here. Do this as a team with the person that you delegated with. Instead of you just reflecting yourself on what you think worked well and what could be improved, do it with the person that you delegated to. You're going to get a lot better feedback. You're going to be able to move forward faster with evaluation and reflection that encompasses what they have to say.
Right. This is with the person.
Yeah.
Correct. Because their feedback is critical to the process.
Yeah. Not just us providing feedback to them. We got to get feedback from them as well.
Right. You know, did I do a good job of providing the right resources, the right tools? What could I have done to make your work a little easier?
And that nice, clear communication, if you built it in the beginning, it'll kick in right here. You'll be able to get that true, honest feedback from them about how you can improve over time.
Yep.
If you didn't build that in earlier, what was that? Step 2, maybe? I think. If you didn't build that in back there when RJ recommended it, you're going to struggle right here. Because they're going to say, oh, no, it was great. It wasn't you. It was me. I'll be better next time. That doesn't get you where you need to go.
Why waste the 6 weeks or 4 weeks, whatever, right? Remember, that's 4 weeks of payroll, 6 weeks of payroll, right? Wasted? You don't want to waste. Delegate effectively.
And it's the opportunity, because whatever it is that you're working on is valuable to your business, and you're just burning time not getting that valuable thing.
Exactly. And then frustration, right?
Yeah. And the sad thing is, who are we frustrated with? Them.
Exactly.
So often we're frustrated with them, but we didn't follow the process. We should be frustrated with ourselves.
I agree. It's easier to blame others. All right. Number 9, recognize and reward. Please acknowledge the efforts and success of the delegation, of the delegate, right? Show appreciation to motivate and encourage future development, right? Maybe you want to start with easier tasks, so you build success, then go to something a little bit more moderate level of difficulty, and then a little bit more difficulty, right? And start squeezing that time frame to challenge them, and let them know ahead of time, I'm going to challenge you because I know you can do it. That's what I do.
And we have to start easy too, because we don't really know what they can handle yet.
Correct.
Right? I mean, that's on us. You don't just say to a brand new person in a role, hey, you're in charge of HR. Here you go. Good luck.
Right. Next thing you know, the Department of Labor is calling you like, hey.
Guess what? You got a problem. Oh, sorry that Susie Q didn't perform well. That's your problem.
Yeah. We are responsible for the actions our people create.
Yeah.
But were they given the right tools, directions, and everything that we need to provide them? Yeah. It's our responsibility, folks. It is ours. Nobody else's. Stay off those Department of Labor radars, would you?
My goodness.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the final slide, right? By following these steps, you can delegate tasks effectively, leading to a more efficient and motivated team. And that's what we're looking for. And then your org chart begins to look like it has more branches because you're growing.
Mhm.
So I'd love to hear if this was beneficial. If you can type in the chat, if this is beneficial, if you are doing this.
Well, right off the bat, we know Amy thinks
Thank you, Amy.
because she's recommending other people right off the bat, right?
And yes, again, Amy, I'm going to provide this to Tom, and Tom can share it with everybody. But yeah, please follow this, and I guarantee you, you're going to be better off.
Liz, what would be the best way to get this out to our audience?
Not exactly sure. I think that we could put a link on our pages.
Okay. Or how about this? I'll just plug my email address in here. And send me an email if you want it, and we'll send it back to you in an email.
Easy.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Dawn. I'm glad this was of help to you. That's the goal of these amazing people like Liz and Tom that constantly want to improve our industry, that constantly want to help our members grow, right? Because that's what it's about.
Yeah. Agreed. Well, thank you so much, RJ. It was worth the wait to get you on here. We really appreciate you squeezing us in with all of the really important things that you're doing for, you got a lot going on. We were talking about some other stuff that you got going on before we got on here too. So I really appreciate that you took this time for us today. And for all of y'all that don't know, it's not like you just come on here for an hour. You got to prep.
Yeah. There's only an hour. What's the big deal, right?
Yeah, we have people say that to us sometimes. And I'm like, y'all really think just come on here and just like an hour? No.
No, there's a lot that goes behind it. And when it benefits, I'm not going to say one person, but many people, and how engaged Amy, Dawn, have been, it's nice, and it's rewarding because, yes, all that prep work that went into this, it's rewarding when I know that it's making a difference. So thank you for your feedback.
Yay. All right, y'all.
We are at the top of the hour. Where did the time go?
It went fast today. Really did go fast today.
Yeah.
But
RJ, thank you. This was well worth the wait.
Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you both and others in Chicago
4 days.
Sunday and Monday.
Yeah.
Yep.
In 4 days. We'll be seeing each other live. All righty. Bye,
Yep.
y'all.
We'll see you next Wednesday, 5 o'clock Eastern. Bye-bye.
Bye.